I was gonna make a finance video, but I put it up to you guys. I put it to vote, and what did you guys vote for? An animation tutorial. So here we are. I decided, with the very limited amount of time I had this week, that it'd be a great idea to test out this animation program that I've been putting aside, and that's Cascadeur. You can correct me on the pronunciation in the comment section. Now, if you're not familiar, this is an interesting one. This is a standalone 3D program that uses AI crypto automation to animate your shots for you. Not exactly, but it does use AI to help make your poses more realistic. As you move limbs, it kind of tries to auto balance your character for you, which is pretty cool. And it has a physics system. So it's a physics-based 3D animation where you can apply physics to your character if they're mid-air, if they're doing a spin or something. This is gonna be a first impressions video from an animator who has never touched Cascadeur. We're gonna try and make a simple animation. I'm gonna see if I can even do that, having no knowledge of the program. So this should be pretty fun. I'm gonna mess up a few times and you guys are gonna laugh at me. Now, if I miss out on anything cool while I'm doing my little test, you can let me know in the comment section. With that, let's roll the intro. Just really quick before we actually hop in, if you weren't aware yet, we launched our website TOAnimate.ca. So if you're interested in an upcoming extensive Blender animation course that's aimed at beginner to intermediate level animators, providing you with everything you could possibly need to make a demo reel, you can head over to our site, sign up for a monthly newsletter where we share monthly progress updates on the course, as well as monthly animation tip infographics. So go ahead and sign up and be the first to access the early bird prices once the course actually comes out. All right, let's hop back into the video. All right, so one thing I forgot to mention in the intro is that this isn't full release. I'm pretty sure this is still beta and they're still working on this. So if you guys have any feedbacks you want to give them, you should definitely give them so they can improve the program. With that being said, this is my first time opening up the Cascadeur. And so we got tutorials here, we got samples, and these seem to be rigs, I hope, and not just models. So let's go ahead and click on our standard model. Nice. So I'm gonna assume, ooh, okay, so it has the same controls as Maya actually. So I'm holding Alt right now and middle mouse to move around, left click to rotate around, Alt and left click to rotate around, and then Alt and right click to zoom in and out. Cool. So it's it's almost exactly like Maya. Now can I just select these and move? Ooh, okay. So it's a little bit weird because it looks like you're controlling joints and you're not controlling. Okay, you can't even select the line. You gotta click the vertices. Okay, so E to rotate. Maybe I gotta click the one back here. Nope, maybe I gotta click the top one. I can't rotate. Okay, anyways, we'll come back to that one. So let's take a look at the UI here. Not the biggest fan. I wish they had some sort of like dark mode option. And it does seem a little, I mean, I don't want to say basic, but I think it could use a little touching up, considering it's a program that's coming out now and it didn't come out like 10 years ago. It could use a little love, the UI, but it looks like it would get the job done, so we'll see. We got our timeline down here. Oh, looks like I just drag selected it. Are we good? Maybe I should move that. There we go. Oh, you can have different tracks here, animation tracks. Cool. Okay, so we got the timeline here, and I think in the free version you can only export something like 300 frames at a time, so we gotta watch out for that. This looks like the outliner where we have our joints and whatnot. Yeah, it literally says outliner. Scene setting. Oh, there's the physics, so you can control the gravity, which is pretty cool. You can also control the interval of the curve, so step mode, linear, Bezier, which is like the other animation softwares. We got I'm not sure if the filter is for the world or just for this joint in particular, but we have global, local, and relative, and then everything else with the whole rotate, position, and scale. So let's see if we can. So is this move only then? How do I rotate the arm? Okay,
Like within seconds of looking it up, I figured it out. Turns out Cascadeur has a really great tutorial section on their website where they go through all the steps. So I'm just gonna double click this, and now it's selected all the joints. I believe you can also select click these, and now I should be able to rotate this, no problem. Cool. So that answers that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and make a pose, and then just talk about any like issues that I run into. So let's see how this goes. All right. Anyways, let's see. So when you move the arm, it affects the body in like a realistic way. Uses physics, I would assume. Now let's see if we can get this character to jump over into this box. Okay, so I just realized I don't even know if auto key is on, and I haven't been able to set any keys. So let's figure that out. Okay, so it's F to set a key. Now let me just select everything and press F. And is it on auto? It wasn't on this whole time, I think. I don't know. I can't. Okay, so I can't tell if this is off or on, but now that it's highlighted, I'm gonna assume auto key is on. All right, so let's just press F one more time just to make sure. Let's select these two. Okay, I'm having a lot harder time posing this character than I would in any other 3D software. I mean, obviously it's my very first time using it, so that plays a big role, but it's just there's no animation controllers, which I kind of get. I think it has something to do with the fact that like you can mess around with mocap here, and it's physics based, and you can't really, I guess you can. I guess you can't really do that with other software, with like animation controllers, with characters with animation controllers. You have to, for that kind of stuff, you have to affect joints and bones and stuff. So maybe for that reason there isn't any animation controllers. I could be wrong, but it is proving to be a lot harder to pose this character with, oh my god, without that. And I keep pressing S to set keys, but that just hides the controllers. So let me go ahead and finish up this first pose. Well, that's cool. They also have a silhouette mode, I just noticed up here. So that's really useful. That'd be actually great to have on other programs. I know there's like ways to get around that, where you can change the shading of things, but if there was just a button for silhouette mode, how great would that be? All the objects black, everything else white. That's great. The other thing is I don't really see the attributes for my controllers. Like if I move this, is this moving anywhere? I don't see any attributes changing here. Is there here anything here? Basic. Yeah, this doesn't really move either, so I'm not actually sure. Yeah, I keep setting keys too and nothing changes, so I'm not sure about that. But if that's something that exists and I just don't know about, let me know down below. I will go through the tutorials of this afterwards, but I just wanted to do like a first impression.
A few moments later.
So as I was looking around on their website, I realized this option exists, and you can actually have controllers for your character. So I take back everything I said earlier. I'm gonna try and continue this blocking with these controllers, these newly found controllers. Hopefully that won't cause any problems, but this looks like something I'm a lot more familiar to than the joints that I was moving before. That was really weird for me. So let's see how the rest of these animations will go with these controllers. Okay, so with this newly found box controllers, we actually have control over the fingers now, which we didn't before. One other thing I learned while looking at the website is there is a tail option, which is this button right here. So I'm gonna click this, and now when I rotate the fingers, they're going to rotate at an offset pretty much. So this is with the tail. Let me just give you an example. This is with the tail rotate, and this is with a regular rotate.
So it's essentially like individual origins. So this is without individual origins. It's only the first joint that you select rotates. And once you have the local tail mode on, all the joints start rotating from their origins. Okay, and it seems like I've done goofed a little bit. I started changing the pose on my first frame without realizing, and this is what frame 25 looks like, so I don't want to go back to that. I am gonna Control Z until we get something that resembles what we had before, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm gonna select everything, press F to set a key, come to, oh, I gotta stop doing that. Oh my god. I'm gonna grab the timeline, come to frame 25, set another key, and through my mistake of last time, I figured something out. I was trying to rotate the cog and bring it all the way up, but then it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So I figured it out. I have to double click the cog, which everything else is under the cog, so it selects everything. Now I'm gonna come here, and with shift, I'm just click dragging the arm because I don't want the arm to move. So I'm going to unselect this, and then I'm going to unselect the shoulder here as well. There we go. So now we have the rest of the body selected except the arm. And now we can actually go ahead and move this. The arm moved, but I'll try and fix that afterwards. But now we got something a little bit more like what I was looking for when I was trying to do this originally. And it took us a fraction of time because I figured it out. Oh no, what happened? Let's try this again. Let's say I want the character here-ish. Press F. It goes back. Why does it go back? Wait, okay, so don't press F because apparently when you already have a key and you press F, it gets rid of your key altogether. Okay, and I mean, I have auto key on, so thank God. But let me go back and forth. Let's check. Yeah, okay, so there is a key on the controllers, which is good, but yeah, I'm not gonna be making that mistake again. Let me select the arm. Okay, now can I borrow this frame? Control C, come here, and then Control V. That did something. That was close. Okay, now I'm gonna match the arm, try and match the arm, and then see how this looks. So a lot of the translating actually, from what I've noticed, doesn't really work when you don't double click. So for example, if I wanted to translate, or I don't know, maybe even rotate this foot right here, everything's in world control. So the tip of the toe doesn't actually move. The tip of the foot doesn't actually move. Let's try rotating it. Yeah, rotating doesn't do much either. So what I have to do is double click the foot controller, which then also selects the toe. Now I can rotate and move things around a little bit more freely. So that's a little odd one. Maybe there's a way to have it not do that, but I don't know yet. This is what I'm working with so far. Okay, so we got two keys so far. We have this key and this key. And I'm just curious to see what happens when we press play. So let's see. Okay, well, I mean, we're in linear, so I guess that would explain it. Is this how we change it? There we go. So we got linear. Let's change it to Bezier. No, maybe if I drag select this, then Bezier. So we got something. We got, this is about as much as I would expect from my two keys. Okay. All right. I'm gonna touch this up and try and make this look a little bit more appealing. I'll add one more keyframe in between and see how that's looking. And while I'm doing that, I'll do a little bit more research to see if the physics kicks in by itself or if there's something I have to do to activate it. So one thing I noticed is that, pay attention here, I moved the leg
let's say I select these controllers here. And when I move the leg, this little circle right here, the pivot looking thing actually changes and it shifts. And if I move this entire leg, you know, it shifts even more. What that is the center of gravity of the character. And I think that's what the program uses to calculate physics and whatnot. And actually, when you see me moving this leg right here, it shifts the entire pose of the character afterwards. It calculates it. If I bring this leg down, it shifts the pose of the rest of the character. It tries to calculate it based on, again, the physics. That's what it calculates too. Like it changes the rest of the body just based on whatever tweaks you make. So let me just bring this arm down a little bit. There we go. And I have no idea how I made this motion trail here, but I'll get to the bottom of it. But I ended up adding another pose here because the two poses weren't enough. Or sorry, the three poses weren't enough. The one breakdown wasn't enough. So now we have something like this. Okay, let me just shift this last pose a little bit. Okay, so this is what we have with 4 poses. Let me put this on repeat, which should be here somewhere. There we go. So repeat, and you know, it's 4 poses. For 4 poses, this isn't bad at all. Like obviously there's going to be a lot of fixing to do here, but I don't think I'll be getting the same sort of results with 4 poses in either Blender or Maya. I want to try one more thing actually. So let's see, I saw this in a GIF somewhere. Let's go to here. Let me see if I can select the, yeah, so this is the trajectory of the character's center of gravity. That's a mouthful. I think we can do a ballistic trajectory here, where we tell the program that the character is in the air. Now he's not technically in the air, so I wonder how this is gonna work. Let's see. So let's say from here on out, from frame 7 until frame 20, let's say 23, the character's in the air. So let's click this and see what happens. Now let's press play. Did that make any sort of difference? I think it kind of did. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. I mean, obviously it looks like the character, it doesn't look like the character's pushing himself up with one arm, but if I were to go for a, I don't know, the character like spinning around in the air, this would look pretty dope. Now let's go back to this view. I wonder, the ballistic trajectory, can I change this? Let's see. Ooh. So I just pressed the magnet button, the snap center of mass to select the trajectory. Did that make a difference? Oh, the character's hand lifts off entirely now. I am going to increase the range a little bit. Come to frame 38 and actually oh no, I don't think I saved. So anyways, the file ended up crashing on me and I wasn't able to save anything. I pressed Ctrl S a bunch of times, nothing happened. So I was just like, okay, I'll just finish the video. But obviously that was a mistake because now we got nothing. And no, I didn't create this. This is a sample project that I just opened because again, nothing of the past hour I've been working on has actually saved. So we're gonna go ahead and continue our discoveries through this. I hope you don't mind. And we're gonna try and dissect what's happening here a little bit. So this highlighted area here is the ballistic curve that we had earlier. And I think this is telling us the ballistic curve down here in the timeline. The ballistic curve is lasting until frame 55 or 52, sorry. Yeah, there we go. So that's when the characters finally made contact with another object, and that's when it ends. So that is meant to be used for when the character's in the air. That's cool. I see a green point here. Can I move this? Ooh, now is that gonna shift the character's trajectory? No. But what if I do this? Go back here and press the magnet. Oh, we did something here. So now the character's trajectory is actually changed to match the new. Yeah, now the distance is a little bit off for the posing, so that makes sense. What if can I move this? Ooh, that's cool. So I can change the beginning, middle, and end of this physics curve. So let's see, how's this looking now? This is a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be, honestly. I'm excited to learn this, but it's a little overwhelming just looking at all these different tools right in the beginning. If you guys are interested, I will make a future video on this program once I know a little bit more, once I do my own studies. This was more of a first impression of an animator just opening it up and just trying to go with it and discover things as they go. So this was about an hour of looking into this at most, probably like 40 something minutes. And I feel like we discovered quite a bit actually. So again, if you guys are interested in me discovering Cascadeur and maybe making tutorials on this once I know a little bit more, let me know in the comment section. I want to give a huge thank you to my Patreons. Thank you guys so much for your continuous support of this channel. And do make sure to check out our website, TOAnimate.ca, if you're interested in Blender animation courses, not Cascadeur. With all that out of the way, happy animating, and I will see you guys in the next video.